Welcome back to more Pokemon White 2. So last time, we checked out Route 4 a little bit. And yeah, as you saw there, I didn't get every item, so I'm going to fix that right now. This one is the important item that I got on the Black 2 playthrough, TN28 Dig. A power ground type move, and yeah, you've been seeing it quite a bit because your Drover's been using it. Lacey obviously, now got that nickname. So yeah, we explored Route 4, we gave nicknames to our new team members, or newest team members, I should say. There should also be another item here too, the Light Clay, the item that raises the duration of Reflect the Light Stream. That's actually pretty cool to get right now, I must admit, so yeah. Because in that year, Antonia can learn that, so yeah. Anyway, yeah, explored Route 4 on both versions. Now we've got all the items, and yeah, there are definitely quite a few different items, I must admit, like for example the Light Lens, you go, you get that in Black 2, so yeah. I actually kind of recommend that item for some Pokemon leaders, so yeah. Anyway, now though, we're going to the Desert Resort, which here, well, it's the same with all versions, it's still, Sandstorm. This all is vast, and the Pokemon are strong. It's an ideal place to test your skills. Go for the gate and just head straight, that's how you get to the Red Castle. And of course, there's quite a lot of new Pokemon to talk about, so yeah. And there's also like a side activity you can also do here. The Red Castle and the Desert Resort, you can tell just by looking at the time it's been cruel. I'm a Squawk and I'll tell you this, just like in case you can run into Pokemon with aim in the desert, but they don't like hiding in the pale sand, so if you walk there, you won't have to worry about battling. So we got this big open field that is the Desert Resort, so yeah. And you also got this person, they're a nurse, they heal our Pokemon, so that's gonna be nice. I might train before I'm a nurse, I meant you for a Pokemon battle. Alrighty, I guess yeah, while we're doing this, let's talk about some new Pokemon, including Sandshrew. So the thing about Sandshrew is that it kind of just exists. But the good thing is that, yeah, they did improve its move pool in this game quite a bit, I must admit. So, yeah. Like, via level up, it gets moves like Crush Claw pretty early, Magnitude pretty early. It lets Dig via level up, although you probably want to use the TM for that, because it gets a bit late, even though Swords Dance and Earthquake via level up. I was so itchy I couldn't fight properly. And Earthquake's up. Decently reasonable level 46. Okay, let's get you a fix up. We'll see it to me. And then, yeah, its coverage is not bad outside that. It obviously gets like Brick and Rock Sand stuff, and Shadow Claw and Stone Edge, so yeah. You have a Sandstorm Explore the Desert Resort. And there's a lot of hidden items. There's just a lot of things to do here, so yeah. And yeah, we can also use that person to, keep topping ourselves up. I think the thing though is that again, it's kind of stats. That it's not like they're bad, as we'll cover in a bit. We'll see. It doesn't really get much else. I mean, actually no. Like the Mutias aren't too bad. Like Super Fang is decent. That's really up. I'll show you the harshness of the desert for a battle. But again, I think it's the stats that kind of aren't the best. Keep in mind though, this is a Pokemon that only evolves at level 22, and it has 100 attack and 110 defense. That's actually not too bad, I must admit. It's just that its other stats aren't amazing, like 75 HP, 55 surf defense, 65 speed. I think, yeah, the main thing about Sandshrew is that, you get Sand Slash at level 22. That's probably one of your best options for the team, for the next gym, because again, it will have Magnitude or Dig, depending on what you feel like. And yeah, you can give it the leftovers, but you have Water Pulse, which is a much better special water type move, so I'm gonna take that. 60 power can cause confusion sometimes, so there we go. We leave it in. There's a hot mouth try. Be careful of burns. So you get the raw spray here. So again, I think that's the point of Sand Slash. If everyone gets a burn, also weakens physical attacks. That works quite well. Again, it's a Pokemon that in the long term isn't as good as its ground type competition. And yeah, the ground type competition is extremely strong in this game. Like, yeah, we just got, we're also using, Druva. Sandal is everywhere around this area, and that's also a better long-term choice. So again, Sand Slash again, good short-term choice for what's coming up. But I think outside that though, it's a bit underwhelming. But hey, it's not bad started, so you can probably make some use of it. It's just that again, you kind of wish you were using, for the long term, you kind of wish you were using a different ground type, like my favorite too. So yeah. Anyway, with that done, let's talk about Miraculous. And here's a Sigilor. But, that's not a normal Sigilor. So yeah, what we want to do is we want to try and catch the Sigilyph, but it's not going to be the easiest thing in the world because again, it is a Sigilyph. It's a pretty strong Pokemon. So yeah. And yeah, we're going to be talking about Sigilyph too. So yeah, then next up we're going to be talking about Maractus. You know, that Pokemon that everyone talks about being unforgettable, and now it becomes memorable for being unforgettable. You know, that it kind of looks like that. Yep, critical hit. Again, this Pokemon's scary, so yeah. And you see that it doesn't actually take damage on the Sandstorm either, so yeah. Let's go into John Tracy and let's finish this here. With a nice Thunder Wave. Well, it failed good because it's lowered level than us. So I'll just go for the Thunder Wave and I'll try to catch it, probably in a Pokeball so I can save my Great Balls for when I really need them. Here's again, low health paralysis, that should be good enough. So yeah, let's go to Maractus. So yeah, again, the reason why Maractus is so, you know, forgettable for a lot of people, yeah, maybe Pokeball is the way to go. Hey, I know that John Tracy can take this thing on, so yeah. One reason why it's so forgettable, I mean, is that it doesn't evolve. It just stays the way it is. So yeah. Didn't talk about Sandshrews abilities, but yeah, I can't mention the last part. It only has Sandveil. It does get a very good hidden ability, but you can't get it, unfortunately, I think. So yeah. Yeah, I don't think trying to catch this up is a very smart idea. Because I'm wasting a lot of time here. So yeah, I'm just gonna go for the Great Ball and be done with it. So anyway, as for Maractus, it has two ideas from the ability. You can either protect yourself against Water-type attacks and pound them harder with War Absorb, or you can go with Chlorophyll and make it a Sun Sweeper, which is kind of weird because when you catch it in the desert, but anyway. So this is Sigilyph, even though Pokemon, the Guardians of Nation City. They always fly the same route while keeping watch for invaders. It seems like the Court Sigilyph is a different OT, so we can't nickname it. What's that all about? Well, yeah, there's actually 5 Pokemon that are like that on this route, so yeah. Or this area, should be saying. So yeah. These Pokemon are definitely worthwhile catching, even as team members in some cases too. I think that Sigilyph is actually a pretty good choice, I must admit. But anyway. So again, yeah, Maractus again. You got 2 weird choices of ability. I think Water Assault is better because like encountering water types that hard, that sounds not too bad. It's just like, again, you have to be careful of, you know, ice type coverage sometimes, so yeah. Here's a Sandal, and it's also doing that too. Question is, how do we want to weaken Sandal? Also, another thing we can't do with Sandal is paralyze it, so we're gonna have to get it at good health. I'm gonna just go into Lacy because Lacy probably can weaken it. I say probably. This one has Secret's ability, so yeah. I mean, yeah, we do have Mudslap. Mudslap will slowly weaken it, so yeah. I mean, that's what I got. Yeah, I mean, I'll try Melkor. Melkor's not that strong, so yeah. Yeah, this Sandal though is definitely kind of strong, so yeah. And yeah, it took that quite well, so yeah. Man, these are actually getting worn down quite a bit here. Alright, good. Well, we better try catching it now. I think Sand Tomb is gonna knock us out though. No, it doesn't. It actually doesn't do that much damage, right? But anyway, well, it's life or death. Might as well go for the Great Ball. So back to Maractus. Yeah. It gets some kind of interesting moves, like Giga Drain at 26, that's not too bad. It gets Power Lance, it gets Sucker Punch, it can even do Sunday Soft Beam, and even Kong Guard, so some interesting moves to level up. Here's the Desert Cross Pokemon, Sandal. They live hidden under hot desert sands in order to keep their body temperature from dropping. And yeah, he also has a different OT, so yeah. Yeah, this is why I bought the Great Balls, by the way. Because I want them to catch these Pokemon, so yeah. Let's go back and heal. Outside that though, like its TM list is extremely shallow, but at least it Egg, or Mewtwo should be saying, we don't have Egg moves, it gets Drain Punch, and Bounce for some reason. So yeah, a lot of weird moves, but not a whole lot of moves is the problem. Drain Punch is cool, but like, it doesn't have the best stats in the world, so it's not like it's gonna be a Steel-type Crusher, obviously, so yeah. Like, yeah, again, It has 106 special attack, 86 special, or 86 attack, so it kind of mixed up a little bit. 75 HP, 67 defenses, 60 speed. So it's not like bad, but it doesn't really stand out is the problem, I think. Let's also get this item, a repel, that's pretty nice. These Pokemon I'm encountering, they can be a little bit rare, but you can use repel tricks to make them appear. So yeah. And yeah, another thing too is that the other Pokemon that we'll encounter, they can also repel trick for us, so yeah. Then again, yeah, Marathas, yeah, you could technically use it. There's like one giant sandbox, right? So come on, let's Pokemon play. Again, it could technically be used, but again, I feel like there's just better options. And yeah, it does get some interesting moves, but again, I think there are just better Pokemon that use those interesting moves, so yeah, I think that's the issue. And we caught Sigilyph. So Sigilyph, I really like Sigilyph quite a bit. It's a Psychic Blind type Pokemon, and I think the main reason why it's so good is that it has the Magic Guard ability. It also doesn't evolve, but yeah. So this is for play, whoever has the most fun is the winner. I don't know what you say about that. I might just like a huge sandcastle in the place of that old relic castle that's getting buried. Alright, so Sigilyph, yeah, it gets Magic Guard as one of its abilities. That's awesome right there. It means that, yeah, it doesn't take damage from indirect damage. So, yeah, like stats, like Poison Burn don't take damage. The Life Orb is a big deal for that as well. It can even make itself immune to stats by using Ethylene and Toxic Orb. It also gets Wonder Skin, which makes that moves that only affect stats are half as accurate, which sounds good, but yeah, compared to Magic Guard though, it's definitely a little bit less applicable, so yeah. So again, yeah, I'd definitely go with Magic Guard, obviously. And yeah, it's a Psychic Blind type, but yeah, one of the things about this Pokemon is its wide move pool. They level up, it gets alright moves. You have to stab moves in Air/Psychic, but I think also starting out too, it's also really good. Starting with Psybeam and Air Cutter, so yeah, very good damage at this point. What you got? You wanna know what I got on my backpack? Why don't you try and beat me? Outside of that though, it's not too amazing. Like, there's definitely some interesting moves here in that, but yeah. I think, yeah, you're mainly looking at those stab moves. And then, of course, TM list, very good. It gets Ice Beam, it gets Shadow Ball, it gets Slash Cannon, it gets Energy Ball, it gets Energy Beam, or Energy Beam, it gets Charge Beam. That's quite a lot already. And then, yeah, the move tiers even give it Heat Wave now, which is awesome. And even Dark Pulse. So, yeah. And then it starts off bad. 103 special attack and 97 speed. Even 80 defenses is not actually that bad for an attacker, so yeah. And 72 HP. Yeah, this Pokemon is very good. I think, yeah, this is kind of one reason why I don't use Suva that much. Might as well just use a Sigilyph instead. Because Sigilyph is immediately more powerful, and of course, it synergizes really well with Sentinel Lands. Well, I'm gonna be buried. So yeah, again, I think one problem though is for moveslot syndrome. There's so many good moves. It could be your stab moves, your coverage moves, so it's kind of difficult to decide what you really want, right? So yeah, again, I think that's the main issue. But other than that though, it's that's not a bad thing to have. Obviously, that's not a bad issue to have. Having more options is never gonna hurt, and of course, you can obviously tailor your moveset to counter whatever you're fighting too. So yeah, Sigilyph is a great Pokemon. And yeah, you'll see it recommended quite a bit because, again, you know, that coverage is hard to touch. And yeah, it does pretty good, and it's also pretty fast for a Psychic attacker too, so yeah. And there's definitely some strong Psychic types in this game, a lot of them are on the slow side, so yeah. And of course, unlike Espeon, which does hit harder, it does have better coverage, so yeah. It's definitely worth considering. And of course, yeah, the synergy with the Life Orb is so good. And yeah, you don't even need to use a Life Orb, you can use like an Extra Belt too if you so wish, so yeah. Definitely a Pokemon I was considering. I used it in the Black 2 play, or Black flavor I should be saying. Even without all that amazing, I mean, Heat Wave is the main one, but yeah. You know, I had this try to skip at the center, close to my thing, it's kind of sad somehow. Okay. Anyway, we counted the level, let's talk about the level. The level can be found at pretty high levels, so the Repel trick is not a bad idea to find it. But the thing is, though, people don't really like catching the level here because it kind of starts off a little weak. So yeah, let me confirm that. I got Sandshoe, but again, it could have Sandville, but luckily it doesn't help that. And there we go, take it out. Midby, so sweet, just like the sand. So anyway, we got another Hit9 here too. Probably, once I've done catching all the Pokemon, I'm probably going to, once I'm done catching all the Pokemon, I'm probably going to, repel my way through here and make sure I don't miss anything. I did miss some things the last time, so yeah. Anyway, level. So for ability, you definitely want Sturdy, that's what I'm sure, because, yeah, why not, you know, live on 1 HP with one of its certain moves, I should say. Anyway, let's talk about that kind of rough start. Yeah, its stats aren't amazing. Like, it's quite slow, it doesn't really hit very hard, and it takes quite a while to evolve. I mean, look at that level up. You can try to get on. And then its slime moves, they're okay, I guess. I think the main thing is that, yeah, it does come with Smackdown. It will get Rock Slide soon. But again, yeah, I can definitely... And it also gets Bug Bite too. So I can definitely see, and again, it takes a while for it to get its magnum opus. So I can definitely see why people kind of like to wait on this one. I personally would try to tough it out, but I can definitely see why people would not. So yeah. So yeah, let's talk about why you're here. Crustle at level 34. So Crustle, again, definitely gets Sturdy, and it can remember its magnum opus, Shell Smash. We haven't talked about Shell Smash yet, so let's do it right now. What it does is it lowers your defense and social defense by 1 stage, but in return, you raise your attack, social attack, and speed by 2 stages. That's obviously amazing. And Crustle can sell up quite easily thanks to Sturdy, so yeah. Or even in the face of a physical attacker because it's got some decent physical at 125. You're actually not a trainer, instead you got something else for me, I think. Actually no, you're gonna tell me something cool. Oh, a CS-Sun, I don't need goggles here. Rasha is in a desert of the home region has disappeared. Even that is also slowing up the rare cards little by little. Interesting stuff. I believe you're a trainer though. Saying yeah, Crustle, yeah, 125 defense, and then yeah, I'm wandering the world trying to find a place where I belong. How about you? So yeah, 95 attack, that becomes quite a lot with a Shell Slash, and even Void by speed outspeeds quite a bit with a Shell Slash because you're doubling your speed. So yeah, you may want to consider a jolly nature just so that yeah, you can outspeed even more things with a Shell Smash. So yeah, as for other moves, Bug Rock, despite not being a very good defensive type, which yeah, it kind of isn't, you do get good coverage with stuff like X Scissor and Rock Slide, and then you can even round things out with something like Earthquake. So yeah, although again, you won't be getting Earthquake in your story. So there's that. I lost. This isn't where I belong either. You don't just find your place in the world, you gotta make it. So yeah, pretty basic Pokemon. Again, it's all about that Shell Slash. If you don't use it, it's okay, I guess. Nothing too groundbreaking though, but yeah, you definitely want that though. You definitely want to use a Cell Smash and tear up your opponent. That's definitely the most fun way to use Crustle, so yeah. So there's that. Hey, and I don't think there's anything else to say about it, it's just, you know, kind of solid Pokemon. Okay, let's go get this Hit9, which is a red shard. We're getting a lot of those now, so yeah, we're getting a lot of shards, I mean. And yeah, again, I kind of told about everything I wanted to with it. We also got the Ground Gem, which is an interesting Helldive. It's a one-time power boost for ground type moves. But yeah, of course it goes away after being used. So yeah. Anyway, over here, we have this guy who's quite important. So let's go chat up with him. You're the second person to come clear out here to talk to me. I'm so rude, so I'll give you this. You get the Soft Sand to boost power ground type moves. And there you go. Again, I'll definitely consider that on Lisi. So with what we'll talk about, let's talk about the rare encounter here, Trapinch. So Trapinch, I recommend Repel Tricking for. I believe it's level 21. So yeah, Pokemon that's also level 21, you'll basically only find Webble and Trapinch. So that's good. So Trapinch is a very odd Pokemon because it actually starts off very very interestingly, shall we say. And here's another trainer. Scorching Desert, Passion for Adventure, and a Heated Battle. So yeah, it starts with Bulldoze, which is very nice. And it also gets Rock Slide, Dig, and Crunch not too long after, before its evolution. And then yeah, all that before its evolution too, so yeah. Now the weird thing about this Pokemon is its stats. It has 100 attack, which that's actually, I think that's the same amount as its final form. Its second form actually lowers attack in exchange to improving everything else, so yeah. But anyway, yeah, that's the thing about this Pokemon. Yeah, this Pokemon is a long-term investment. If it becomes a ground type when it's fully evolved, then yeah, it becomes a pretty solid one. Ha 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 ha. Pretty decent amount though. Speed is crucial to Tree-Up. Now yeah, there's another one issue, no Earthquake. That's a big problem with this Pokemon. There's Hollow Cold, there's no problem if you have Passion. Alright, I'm also gonna go heal over here. I think we're kind of good, but again, like I said, I do feel like I'm missing stuff if I'm not using repels for this place, so yeah. So Flygon. So again, Flygon suffers from the fact that here it doesn't get Earthquake for level up. The only way of doing that is laying with Trap Wrench in the level 50s, which yeah, I would not recommend doing that. Just top it out with Bulldoze or Earth Power for the main game then, so yeah. And that's what I would recommend doing, even if again, it's kind of lame that again, your Dragon Ground type can't Earthquake things. It has a good attack stat, but hey, the thing about Flygon, it's a very well-rounded Pokemon. It has 80 HP, defense is for defense, and special attack, and 100 attack and speed. So yeah, pretty decent physical attacker, but if it needs to, it can also use powerful special moves like Fire Blast if need be. But yeah, considering the 100 attack, and if you do get like a attack raising nature, you definitely want to think about moves like Dragon Claw, which also takes a bit to get. It's like level 55, I believe. Yes, it's final level move too. So you want to think about that. You want to think about Earthquake once you eventually get that. You'll be using another ground type move, maybe Bulldoze or Dig, which isn't amazing, but hey, it's better than nothing. And then you can always consider, you know, Rock type moves, Fire type moves. Fire Blast is what I recommend, but technically, if you have like an Adamant nature or a Jolly nature, you could also use like Fire Punch that could do more damage. So yeah, yep. I probably should not try to run away from this sec. Yes, again, Sigil is a scary Pokemon, so yeah, I'm underestimating him quite a bit. So yeah, but we managed to get away, so that's good. So again, yeah, most likely for the rest of the Pokemon here, I'm probably going to use the Repel trick. Like this, seems like a pretty different area. We got some more trainers to fight, and yeah, I'll keep using these, see her. What do you guys say? You're strong, aren't you? It's kind of tough when you know that before you start to fight. So again, yeah, Flygon. Another thing about Flygon too is that, yeah, it can also fly, so if you want a Pokemon to use that, not bad choice as well. And of course, yeah, it's pretty good in the next gen as well, although, yeah, not as good as I thought it would be, I must admit. Like, yeah, again, I mean, Challenge Mode is one reason why I think. If it's on, like, Normal Mode, I think it'll do just fine in the gym, especially with the Eviolite, so yeah. So there's that. Again, very select ground type Pokemon, and of course a very exciting new option, considering that, yeah, of course, it's a new Pokemon for this region. It's almost as if I didn't have ESP. So yeah. And last bit they said. I had to play tag my Pokemon use Teleport. Interesting. Yeah, Nugget. Sells for a lot of money. Anyway, we saw a range around here. This is the guy I was singing about before. An expansive desert and a castle buried in the sun. There's no doubt about treasures here. It's been years since the day my eternal treasure went off. I still haven't found it yet. I still follow my dream though. I'm having so much fun I could barely stand it. We get another fun first question. Spending each day living my dream. Is that my treasure? Alright then. So yeah. So again, Flygon, I feel like the problem is that, like other Dragon type Pokemon, it takes a while to get good. And there's other Dragon type Pokemon in this game that get strong really fast. Let's just say so, yeah. One comes to mind a bit later, so yeah. Like, if you don't mind that, you want a good ground type Pokemon, you want a Pokemon that can use Fly, decent well too. Then yeah, it's a solid choice. And yeah, we're using it in the Black 2 playthrough as a result, so yeah. And it's already evolved into Vibrava too, so that's cool. And yeah, I also used it in my practice playthrough too, so yeah. I'll definitely be talking a lot about Flygon later. So yeah, I don't know why I'm taking out this card, but I think it's to send a message. And he's just going to go for Rock Polish. So that's all the Pokemon here. We're doing alright on those Pokemon. We already caught 2 of them, but it does look like, I probably want to get out one of the ones we caught and then use the Repel trick to make the others appear a bit easier, so yeah. I mean, that's what we probably want to do, but I think before we do that, I want to check out Red Castle, because Red Castle also has another new encounter. We get a Super Repel, that's nice. And you're a trainer, so yeah, let's have a look. Your health's not too bad, right? But you're first from a level up, so yeah, I'll use Run here. So yeah, let's get Magdamine here, let's get Antonian here. Alright, this should work. What you got? I'll use my supernatural powers to help my Pokemon. Alright, I'll get ready to talk about that Pokemon in a bit, but yeah. You got Tommy here, and he has a Woobat, so that shouldn't be too bad. So yeah, a lot of good choices here, just like in Black and White, although yeah, the Pokemon aren't that much higher level than on Route 4, so yeah. So that's a thing to consider, I guess. So yeah, I normally, if I want to get like a Sandal in this game, I probably would just catch it on Route 4. And then just catch up like the XP share, so yeah. Now I think about it though, I'm pretty sure I did that in the Black Knight playthrough, that didn't know. So I got like a second team member pretty quickly, so yeah. Anyway, take you out. Oh yeah, I took you out yet. He goes a Hex, which is a move that does not damage if it's status. Not a bad move for Yamask. And yeah, Yamask will be the Pokemon we talk about next, I mean in the Red Castle, so yeah. So you can find it there alongside Sandal and Sentry. Wow, that's amazing. Alright, let's go back and heal once again. And yeah, I'm probably going to repel and then check to see if there's anything I missed, because I feel like there is. So as you can see, I missed out on 2 important items on the last spot, so yeah. So I'm a bit, cautious of that. And of course, yeah, unfortunately, I mean, if I'm gonna do that anyway, might as well, get out those Pokemon I caught. I use the Repel trick, so yeah. Anyway, so yeah, everyone's all 35 now, which is kind of funny, but yeah, Rowan's a bit closer. It's 26. Let's go to Red Castle, and let's talk about, Yamask. But first, we have this guy. There are 2 things I love about Quicksand. If you try to walk through the middle, you'll fall. If you try to run through it, you'll fall. Alright, so Yamask is a Ghost-type Pokemon. Our first one. And yeah, it's a pretty interesting one too. It doesn't start very strong is the problem. Like yeah, it does get some decent moves like Hex and Will-O-Wisp. But yeah, definitely a bit of a slow start, I must admit. But yeah, things do get a lot better once it evolves though. Conflict Kriegus is an amazing physical wall, especially considering that, Ghost is a pretty decent defensive type. My Psychic type Pokemon just start making noises. Is that because you're wearing the runes or is it because of you? Of course, let's talk about those first. Again, 145 defense, that's pretty good. And it can even hit back DC hard with 95 special attack. The DHP isn't great, but then it also has 105 special defense, so yeah. And you're level 35. I'm definitely not going to take chances with you, but that's a thing, sure, so yeah, I'm going to get out there. Let's go into John Tracy for this. So yeah, that is the thing about Coppergears, yeah, it gets a Will-O-Wisp and it has 145 defense, so yeah, it's one of the more unbreakable Pokemon on the physical side, so yeah. So that's really cool. Outside of that, yeah, it can definitely have some fun with certain moves, it's just that, yeah, you can't use Calm Mind, and Trick Room's a bit late in the game too, so yeah, you're mainly going to be using it defensively. With stuff like, Will-O-Wisp. You're going to be using like stuff like Shovel to do decent damage, maybe even Hex if you're going all in on status. Stuff like that. It's just that, yeah, it doesn't really get too many amazing moves outside what I mentioned. So strong for you, because again, its coverage isn't amazing, and it lacks recovery moves as well, which could be a bit of a problem in some scenarios, but yeah. And yeah, kind of miss out some pretty amazing echoes like Nasty Plot too, so yeah. Pretty alright Pokemon, and the Mewtwo's don't really help it either. Again, pretty strong Pokemon. Like, yeah, if you do get a Conflict Kriegus, it will probably serve you quite well against any trainer. Well, I wouldn't say any trainer. It'll serve you quite well against anyone who wants to use a physical attack against you, as long as they don't pack its weakness. So yeah, very good Pokemon. And yeah, apparently, when I was reading about Challenger 2, someone used it in their Challenger playthrough, and apparently, yeah, it kind of just cleaned house, apparently, so yeah. I can definitely see why, though, because again, it's a very solid Pokemon. This thing here builds in magical power. Alright, one last trainer, and again, like I said, yeah, I'm gonna go back, and we're gonna go get one of those Pokemon we caught in a little bit. And then, yeah, we're going to do some repel tracking and trying to find the rest of these Pokemon, so yeah. Anyway, you got Gothita. That's an interesting Pokemon. It's another Psychic type. Now we're going to take out them. You get the Power 2 with a Spark. Again, like I keep saying, yeah, I do wonder if, Thunder Shot was the right move here, but that's okay. Here goes the Side Beam. But hey, John Tracy is not doing too bad with it, so yeah, that's not too bad, like I keep saying. So there we go. And again, having that Steel type resisting so much definitely helps. So you need full magical power too. So here we got TF89 Rock Tomb. A 50 power, 80% accurate rock type move that lowers speed. If your Pokemon doesn't get Rock Slide, you probably want it for right now. So yeah, but a lot of the ground type we talked about do actually get Rock Slide, so yeah, like Trapinch. But anyway, fire and smoke, I'm sunk. Right, so yeah, let's go get this. I'm making jokes about these quicksand, like, I don't know if I mentioned the black, I'm pretty sure I did mention the Black White playthrough, but it was kind of a while ago. I mentioned that, yeah, the noise that you make when you fall down sounds like trap, so yeah. So there's that. When I'm here, I feel like I might be crushed by sorrow. You there, let's have a bout. So yeah, again, we did pretty good. So now, yeah, what I want to do is, yeah, we're gonna take a low here with Solosis, and then, yeah, we're gonna get out of it. Oh yeah, why was I using Swag last time? I definitely have Mirror Shot, and Mirror Shot does a lot better, so yeah. I guess I really don't like that 85% accuracy on this, so yeah. Yeah, so yeah, look at that damage, that's pretty good. You can go for the light screen, and I'll just finish you off with, I think there's something to do it. Because it doesn't care about that light screen, so there we go. 26 for John Tracy. This battle, not forget it. Good stuff. Alright, so with that done, let's do this. Let's get a Lilliput's item and escape rope. And yeah, looks like we use Antonia. So now we're going back to how I usually do things, where I use the Pokemon lead slot. Yeah, we're done with Red Castle. Unfortunately, no one to give us a fossil. That's kind of sad, because, I actually kind of like the fossil Pokemon. I used one of them in my last playthrough, obviously, so yeah. So yeah, that's good then. So yeah, what I'm going to do now is, yeah, like I said, I'm going to use the Repel trick to try to find the rest of these Pokemon, because again, a lot of Pokemon basically are higher leveled. So yeah. Even the Vice could line up the Swansea, well, that's okay. Because of that. Yeah, we did find a decent amount of them already, so that's good. And then yeah, I'll see if I can find any more trainers too. And it'll be a bit annoying if I have those Pokemon out front, but that's okay. And like I said, yeah, I'm gonna cut, and then yeah, I'll see if there's anything I missed while I go search for those Pokemon. So yeah, I'll see in a little bit. Alright, we're back here, so I can show off those two Pokemon we caught, so yeah. So, as we're going to see here, these Pokemon belong to N. So yeah, this Pokemon is apparently friends with a certain trainer. So yeah, these Pokemon, their natures aren't the best, but they have 30 in all their IVs, which also means that Hidden Power is a semi-power Fine type move, which is actually kind of good for some of these Pokemon. So yeah, they're pretty good options to get, and of course they are technically trainer Pokemon because they're different OTs, so they gain boost experience, so yeah. I'll definitely take Sidrup here. So yeah, Sidrup is a gentle magic card, which is not bad. Again, it doesn't have any attack greasy natures. I think that's the case for most of them. But hey, it is what it is. And Sandalwood is a docile one with Moxie. I believe docile's like, yeah, it's a neutral nature. But then again, that's not too bad again because again it has 30 and all its IVs. So yeah. So again, not too bad. So now yeah, let's go catch the rest. We have 3 more to catch, and again, like I said, there's still there's still potential things that could miss, so yeah, I'll be on the lookout for that. We also got a medal here. We got Dowsing Specialist, and we got Pure Youth, which I'm pretty sure relates to the fact that yeah, we caught those end Pokemon. So yeah, you only get those if you did the memory link, by the way. And yeah, you might be noticing, but yeah, these are the Pokemon that he used in a battle at Castelia City, and then he released them afterwards, so yeah. But now he found them, and another interesting about them too, they have max happiness. So again, that's interesting. It does go to show that, yeah, it looks like N attracts a very positive beings with Pokemon, doesn't he? So yeah. Anyway, with that done, yeah, let's yeah, try to finish up in the Desert Resort. Anyway, it's Scraggy now. So that means only 2 left. If you can seriously catch it, obviously, so yeah. And yeah, all these Pokemon, yeah, because they belong to N, they have a different intro animation, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, I'm guessing they can never be shiny too, so yeah. Alright. How do we weaken Scraggy then? Because yeah, Hawaii Sigil is gonna do a bit too much damage, so yeah, let's try Lisi here. Yeah, if I really want to, yeah, I could have used this Scraggy in my last playthrough, but that means not getting a second team of it until, you know, very late, so yeah. Too late, in fact, because yeah, I'm pretty sure that I wouldn't be able to beat the with just duo. And yeah, this thing hurts. It has Brick Break. And yeah, we'll take the L here on Lacey most likely, as you see there. Because again, this guy's strong, obviously. Alright, let's try Sigilyph again. And I hope the Great Ball's enough in this range. So yeah, let's go for that. Now yeah, one thing about items, yeah, I'm pretty sure I did miss 1 item, so yeah, I need to go get that, so yeah. There we go, Scraggy was caught. Proud of its sturdy skull, its sunny headbutts everything, but its weight makes it unstable too. So there we go. And all going to the boss then, which is convenient, so that's good. Alright, so yeah, I probably should go back and heal. Let's try to find the rest. Okay, the Maniton. So yeah, N did not use the sword cut against us in that battle, obviously, so yeah. This is a pretty special Pokemon actually, so yeah. Alright, let's try the Quick Ball this time. This is kind of what I see the Quick Ball source, so yeah. So 1, 2, 3. Ah, it didn't work. That's not great. Because yeah, this thing is kind of strong, so yeah. So it might be a good idea to just get out of here, right? So yeah. I have another Quick Ball so we can use that. So yeah, that thing, yeah, that's going to be a bit scary, considering, you know, our team does not do well against it. So yeah. And it probably has Flare Blitz too, so yeah. We better be afraid. Yeah, let's get it all fixed up. If I can't catch it now, I can obviously save it for later, because yeah, as long as I get a Pokemon to level 35, we should be able to catch it, so yeah. But you can catch Darumaka instead, so yeah, let's do that. And yeah, let's see here, so we'll go for the Psybeam, I think. It should be good to catch. You know, yeah, this Sigilyph could be very strong, which yeah, it is. But again, this Darumaka is also pretty strong considering the good IVs, so yeah. Anyway, it better get on the ball now, so let's go with Great Ball. And Yeah, I have one more quick pull. If it doesn't work, I'll probably save the matter for later, but there is one thing I can do to maybe make it a bit easier, so yeah. I do remember, I do have steady on John Tracy, so I think the idea is that John Tracy goes like Paro. Anyway, I didn't read this Pokemon entry, but yeah, if you didn't already know, Darumaka is like the first Universe Pokemon I saw, so it's actually kind of a special Pokemon because of that, so yeah. So yeah, we call all of N's Pokemon they used against us in Castelia City, that's awesome, but there's still Darmanitan left though, so yeah, we'll try to catch him. Alright, attempt number 2. Let's see how this goes. So yeah, again, like I said, you probably want to wait on this one, but if you can catch it now, yeah, it's pretty awesome. So yeah. So let's try the quick pull again. I have one Ultra Ball too, that could also, you know, be the ticket here. And it didn't work at all. Well, and there's a Fliplet, so yeah. So yeah, we need to be careful. Luckily though, yeah, like I said, John Tracy has that steady. I also want to be a bit careful weakening too, because yeah, let's just say that it does take the Sandstorm damage. Alright, it's going for Crash. Which yeah, we can take. And there's a nice Thunder Wave, so yeah. So yeah, again, I'm going to be a bit careful weakening it, so I'm going to use, I'll use Spark, why not? We actually have speed now, that's paralyzed, that's good. And yeah, let's go Crush. Go for another Spark. And yeah, now I'll try catching it. There's another Crush. Now it's confused and paralyzed. And it actually has its hidden ability too. Yeah, we got to talk about that too after this. Let's go into Lacey then. And yeah, let's try to catch it as a Zen mode Darmanitan. So let's try Great Ball. Yeah, it's quite interesting to get that because I'm pretty sure that yeah, we can't use the Rage Candy Bars anymore to catch a Darmanitan, so yeah, with Zen mode. So I think that's the reason why. That didn't work. I'm basically waiting for it to get into red health, and then we drop the Ultra Ball. But yeah, I got it in a quick ball in my Black 2 playthrough. Unfortunately, not so lucky this time, so yeah. It keeps saying good stuff. Alright, it is in red. Let's go for the Ultra Ball. And I hope this works. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Darmanitan is ours. But it's a Zen with Darmanitan, so let's talk about that a little bit too. And we get its Pokemon Sentry. Let's be sure to read that. When one is injured in the first battle, it hards to the stone-like form. Then it meditates and sharpens its mind. And yeah, okay, so this is another Ends Pokemon. Let's get all healed up. That could have gone a lot worse, but luckily it did not, so yeah. So yeah, now, yeah, I'm just gonna readjust my team. And yeah, we're gonna go back to Castelia City. And then, yeah, next time we're gonna be checking out Nimbasa City, I think, so that's awesome. Getting to do a bit of editing in this part, but that's okay. So yeah, I think it's the same as before. It's like Tonia, Lacey, yeah, that'll work. Alright. So that done, yeah, let's, you know, head back and let's talk a little bit about Zen mode Darmanitan while we do so. So yeah, Zen mode Darmanitan, it's an interesting idea, but it doesn't really work out too great because, yeah, it's kind of how it triggers. So Zen mode Darmanitan instead has 140 special attack, 105 defenses, 55 speed, so it's very slow now. The same 105 HP, and then its attack is 30, so yeah. So the idea is that, yeah, it's bulkier, it hits on the special side very hard, and yeah, it has a fire psychic type now, which is actually pretty rare as a type combination, so yeah. The problem is how it triggers. It needs to trigger when the Darmanitan is under 50% HP. And then by that point, yeah, the battle might be almost over for it, so yeah. so I can't really make use of that higher bulk. Because again, its HP is going to be cut in half. And yeah, again, it's slow too, so it's vulnerable at that low HP. So again, it's hard. And then also, yeah, you need to completely change your moveset too. Like, yeah, Flare Blitz is not going to be good anymore. You need to use stuff like Flamethrower and Psychic, so yeah. So, yeah, again, it's just kind of a gimmick, and not a very good gimmick to be honest, but at least this Darmanitan is so high level at this point that, yeah, you can probably just, Flare Blitz or everything, and then, have some fun. But yeah, I haven't really seen anyone use Zen mode good, except for, of course, the Galarian form, where it's more designed with the base Pokemon in mind, so yeah. Anyway, so that's our 5th end Pokemon, our last one here. And yeah, this one, let's go. Again, so yeah, you'll do some Moxie, again with 30 IVs and everything, and Max Happiness. You're Lax with Shed Skin, you're Naive with Hustle, you're Calm with Zen mode, which is kind of interesting. It also has Belly Drum, which is kind of, again, that could have actually ended quite badly. It could have knocked itself out potentially, so yeah. And you could use Belly Drum to get in Zen mode, but then, like, what are you doing with the max of attack, obviously? So yeah. It's max of physical attack, not max of special attack, so yeah. And finally, Gentle Magikarp Sigilus. So there you go. Probably want to go back to box 1 if I'm going to catch another Pokemon. Because again, also, yeah, we can also get Braviary back, because it's going to be useful coming up, so yeah. Alright. So yeah, I think that's everything I want to say about Zen mode. It's interesting, but yeah, it just kind of doesn't work with what Darmanitan is all about. But I kind of like the idea, and again, the anime episode where they cover this Pokemon obviously covers its Zen mode as well, so yeah. But anyway, yeah, that'll be that for now. So yeah, next time, we're gonna go check out Nimbasa City, but also another new feature that they decided to add in Black White 2 in that place. So yeah, look forward to that, and I'll see you guys again for that.